Hello, and welcome to Color Commentary. I'm TJ, and this week we'll be talking about What If, Episode 4. What if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands? This was a good episode. This was a very strange episode, and very deep, very heartfelt. I was feeling it. It had a lot going on. Uh, I'm so glad they made this. That's the non spoiler. Now, it's time for spoilers. Spoilers! Okay. So, what if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands? Well, I'm going to say this. The universe is over. That's what's going to happen. That's what would happen if that happened, because that's what happened in this episode. He destroyed his entire universe for one lady. That in our own MCU universe, they was broke up. They weren't even dating anymore. But apparently in this universe that they were presenting, yeah, they were still dating and going out. And instead of him getting his hands hurt, Christine died, which was kind of sad. They were going out on a date and everything, and going to this thing that was winning an award for some great surgery he did, splitting the brain in half. And yeah, she died. So he was devastated. He still went looking for something to help him to bring her back, and that's how he still ended up becoming Doctor Strange in this universe, and still did everything. Defeated Dormammu, helped with the Infinity Stone thing, and the problem with Endgame, and all of that stuff still occurred. But he still was holding on to the fact that Christine was gone, and pondering the Time Stone and whether or not he should use it to try to bring her back. Well, it turns out this Doctor Strange does go back and try to help her, and yeah, it doesn't work out so well. It turned into a big Final Destination thing where no matter what he did, no matter how he tried to avoid the scenario occurring, she kept dying, down to even they went to a pizza shop and a dude came in with a gun and just shot her. Like, I mean, she was destined to die. What they pointed out, the Ancient One told him that it was a fixed point in time. You can't move it. It's impossible. She needed to die in order for you to do the things that you needed to do to help the universe to exist. As Sorcerer Supreme, that's what you do. You protect this reality, this universe, and yeah, can't bring her back. But of course, he was hell-bent and determined to do so. So he gets into it with the Ancient One, and then she apparently split him in half, but he didn't know that at the time. So he just thought he got away, and he went back in time using the Time Stone to back when the Library of Cagliostro, if you remember from the first Doctor Strange movie, that the bad guy in that movie, Caecilius, had stole pages from that book, and it was supposed to be a dangerous book. You're not supposed to use it, and yada yada yada. Well, he went back to the library that was owned by the dude to read the book. And yeah, he met this guy named Obang, and he said he don't know where Cagliostro is. He could be everywhere, anywhere, don't know, any when. But according to comics, I believe that this guy really is Cagliostro. He just didn't have that name at the time. His name was Obang. Anyway, Steven got into the library. He had some issues at first trying to get in. The library was trying to keep him out, and basically it was like, if you ain't a real sorcerer, you ain't got no business in here. And so eventually he got in, and Obang, showed him to the library, in which he immediately started on the process of trying to gain more power, because he figured out that from reading the book of Cagliostro about the time manipulation, that he needed more power in order to perform the spell necessary to bring her back. He started with the tentacle monster from episode 1. Weird, I know. Like, what, is that coming back later? Is that going to be a big thing in this show? We shall see. Didn't go so well. So the thing whooped his ass, and then he had to start small. He was like, okay, let me start small. So then he started with gnomes, and he just made his way up. Found a little bug thing that had a cape on it. He took the cape, put the bug back, and then started snatching some of everything. Snakes and demons and dragons and two-headed goats and demon wolves and all kind of craziness. He just absorbed it all and became like super powerful enough that he started to even hear the Watcher. At one point the Watcher was talking about maybe I should tell him he's doing the wrong thing, but he probably won't listen to me anyway. And then Steven was like, ooh, somebody say something? Watcher didn't say nothing, so he's like, oh, okay, well, maybe I'm just losing it. And he continued on with absorbing all these powers. In the end of all of that, he got what he wanted. He made the last one, the tentacle monster again, and he cut off several of its tentacles and absorbed them, and then he was like, okay, I'm good. But by this time, centuries had passed, and Obang was about to die, and so he was like, I can save you, and Obang like, no, death is a part of every process, even ours. So, let me die and I'll be good. You just, try to get yourself together. Oh, and by the way, you failed to not fall down the trap, but hey, maybe the other Strange didn't. To which this evil Doctor Strange, I will call him Strange Supreme, I've heard that floating around the internet as well. Strange Supreme was like, what? Wait, there's another me. And then that's when he found out that that's what the Ancient One had did in that original fight. She didn't try to really kill him, she just split him in half, and so that one of them could actually still be good, hopefully, and he did, and everything still occurred like it's supposed to. She just made a basically, from the Loki show, I'll give you this term, a variant of Doctor Strange, into which that one went to the past and did all kind of crappy shit, and then the other one continued on to do the right thing. To which the Ancient One came to him and told him, the good one, our Doctor Strange, that is, the Sorcerer Supreme, that, he's going to have to fight himself in order to stop this, because he came outside and seen everybody was disappearing, everything was melting away. It was kind of gross and disgusting, like, it being an animated show, it was like somebody was sucking all the ink off the page. Like, it was creepy and weird and gross and imperfect for what was happening. The entire universe was basically melting away, thanks to what the evil Doctor Strange Supreme had did. Anyway, so once the Ancient One told him that, he figured out he had to go fight him, and so he got prepared with Wong, and Wong put the spell of Ashanti on him, and protection spell, because the Ashanti are, protectors of these wizards and sorcerers in the MCU universe. And so he was like, how you gonna find him? And then Strange Supreme found him, sucked him to where he was at, and tried to convince him, talking, that they should, save Christine. But our Strange was like, no, she's dead, and you're crazy. And they commenced fighting. Awesome wizard battle. I mean, they went hard. I mean, Strange Supreme pulled out all the stops, threw everything he had at him. And our Doctor Strange likes to do defense, so he was basically blocking, and he threw a couple of things at him and tried to stop him, but for the most part, he basically got his ass whooped. And and then the saddest thing, the Cape. The Cape tried to help because Strange Supreme had a cape, and so he tried to help him, and that didn't work out so well, because then he tried to stop him from hurting Doctor Strange. The Cape tried to stop Strange Supreme from hurting Doctor Strange, and he wrapped himself around his hands, and then what did he do? He burned him off, and you can even hear the Cape cry a little bit when he was like, "Arr!" Cape gone. Cape is gone. I was like, what? What? Not the Cape? Cape is cool. Oh wow. Yeah, that hurt me more than Christine dying. To be honest, it did. Loves Doctor Strange Cape. It's so cool. Anyway, Cape died. Doctor Strange lost, and Strange Supreme absorbed him, sucked him right on in. Became an evil, giant, super powerful monster. He pulled Christine out the water, brought her back to life, and because the reality in which she was brought back was already being destroyed, she immediately started to melt away too. Not only that, she was freaking out about starting to melt, and the fact that Steven looked like a freaking chimera monster. It was ridiculous. And then, so she was trying to get away from him, and he like, no, baby, it's gonna be okay. And then he changed back to himself once he realized, he like, I'm gonna try to stop it, but he couldn't. He started shooting out energy bolts and trying to stop the bleed, I'm gonna call it, from closing in on them. And it wasn't working. And by this point, because especially after absorbing our Doctor Strange, he was so powerful he could fully see and talk to the Watcher. And he's like, Watcher, man, you know, I read about you. You're a god. Can't you stop this? And he's like, I ain't no god, and neither are you. And if I could punish you for this, I would, but I'm not going to interfere. As he's been saying the entire time, he does not interfere. And he did not interfere. and that universe closed in on itself. Strange Supreme was enclosed inside some kind of geode, I'm gonna call it. And yeah, Christine faded away. Some Stephen, what did you do? And I'm so sorry, I ruined everything. Ruined everything. You destroyed the entire universe in which you live, sir. You're the only thing left in this thing. Like, there's nothing but you now. And that's how the episode ended, with just him in the geode, crying, talking about he's sorry, asshole. Anyway, I'm so shocked, surprised, and glad that they ended it that way, that it wasn't some super seersucker sweet, ending, everything was fixed. No, he destroyed the universe, and he's gonna suffer for that by his damn self. Yeah, he is. Man, and that in itself was an impactful thing. I'm like, man, that was raw. Like, he'll be back, because I've seen promotional images for future episodes of the show, and he's talking to Captain Carter. So eventually he's gonna get out of there, or somebody gonna come to him, and he's gonna have to have a conversation with her about whatever. But right now he just stuck in there by himself, and it's sad, and he deserved every bit of it for how hard he went for this one lady and destroyed the entire universe. Oh my God. That's all I can say to that is, oh my God. This show just gets better and better with every episode. Episode 5, what's that gonna be? I don't know. If Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands, the universe is dead. That's the answer to that question. What if? Okay. Anyway, this show is just so awesome, and I'm so glad that they made it. I'm starting to get a bit more used to the Disney-fied animation. I'm basically kind of ignoring it for the story itself, and that's what's keeping me watching it. Not that the animation is bad. It's not bad at all, by any means. It's just not, it's not what I'm used to. Like I said before, I'm an anime person, so, the more realistically drawn characters I much prefer, but this is good. This is awesome. And they use lighting and shadow very well to denote certain things and items in the scene. It's pretty good. I mean, I will give them that. It is pretty good. It takes a little getting used to, especially with action going on, because you don't see a whole lot of really cool, super duper great action in a Disney animated film. They have action scenes, but it ain't like this. It ain't like Marvel, I tell you that. Definitely a Marvel show. Can't wait to see what's going to happen next week. Oh my God. Okay, people, I am looking forward to discussing this with you in the comments down below. Like and subscribe. See you next week for episode 5 of Marvel's What If. See you then. Have a great week, everyone.